In the market we're in or we're heading into, as far as sellers, it's more important to keep them updated. So I have a new updated sheet for you. I call it the new Seller Weekly Update Sheet. Came up with a pretty amazing name, I know. If you need it, message me on Instagram. This episode's brought to you by, again, abrillianttribe.com. We do so much there. Check us out online. I'd love to have you on this side of things. Let's get right into this one. I've outlined this into 5 simple things that you should be doing weekly and a dialogue that you should be having, hopefully by phone, maybe by email, last by text. Just depends on how your seller wants to be communicated. Here we go. At the top of this sheet, so this is something that you would print out or have your iPad, or you can fill it in, or your Remarkable, or you can have it as a Google Doc. I have it as a Google Doc and I update mine daily. Well, I don't do it daily. My admin does. I look at this every 3 or 4 days because I have all the sheets in front of me. At the top, you're going to have property, the week of, and then who's the agent on this. If you have a partnership or a team, that's why I have that on there. Number 1, listing activity snapshot. That's what I title it. And this is quick because if your client, like some of our clients, ask by text or by email, or for any reason they call me, I'm like, I have a question. How many showings have we had? I have a question about this. These are snapshots you can get back to people quickly. This way you can just pop it open and all the information is there. Either you're updating this weekly or someone on your team, your admin, is updating them daily or every other day, however you want. Here's what it has. Showings this week, how many you've had or how many you had. Total showings up to date. So if you've been on the market for now 2 months, this collects all of your total showings. Open house held. Yes, great. What are the dates of these? Or what's the date if you've only had one? New buyer inquiries. How many of these have you had? Any calls, any texts, any DMs through social? What do they look like? Online views. And this is where I tally them up. We do have a sheet that has them all separate, so you can collect those, but we tally them all up. We include Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, and any other sites that you have that you can get numbers from, and we keep track of these weekly. That means we can show, hey, Mrs. Seller, looks like your home is decreasing week over week for the last 26 days, 27 days, 28 days. Might be time that we have a talk, right? And so that's why we do that. We put it into a simple graph. It's really easy. You literally just grab an Excel sheet, put in the total numbers, the week numbers, week numbers, click, shade it all, click it, and put it into a graph. So easy. And now you have a little graph that you can share. Next, social reach. We include IG, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you want, YouTube. Right now, our Facebook is outperforming everything, not even close, right? Facebook's like in the millions, multiple millions of views a month, and everything else is not there. So we can showcase this and how it's working and what we're leveraging, but it's important to have these numbers too because we can show them to our clients. Number 2. Buyer feedback highlights. This is anytime a buyer comes in, whether or not we had any feedback. If we did, great. If we didn't, okay, that's fine. I know there was a lawsuit recently where the buyer's agent got a lawsuit. I don't know what's happening with it. It's just one of my agents told me, where they gave feedback, the buyer's agent gave feedback to the seller's agent and said, hey, your home's overpriced, just not going to happen, right? So they went ahead and told that to the seller. And so then when this buyer and the buyer's agent finally came back to this property and they decided on it after like 2-3 weeks, they put in an offer. The seller didn't budge because the seller remembered this buyer and was not happy with their response from the buyer's agent. So they were set on the price. They didn't negotiate. They did the request for repairs. They weren't budging. And at the end, it's like, wow, why were you so strict? Well, your buyer's agent came to us and said that we were overpriced and had some other things to say about our house that he said came from you. And then the buyer's like, what? So the buyer's agent cost us money? Anyway, that's crazy. We still ask for feedback though. Buyer feedback highlights. What are the positives of the home, right? Or what are the objections or concerns you have? Or what's the repeating theme that you notice here based on the information you're getting? Now, if you're on the buyer side, you're representing the buyer, I would recommend any feedback that you are going to give to the seller and seller's agent, you have permission from your buyer to give, okay? Like, let's get I would even put it in an email and say, hey, how'd you like that last home? What feedback would you like me to give to the seller? All right, perfect. So positives, objections, concerns, and then any repeating thing like overpriced or that room in the back, that big one, it's carpet's messed up, paint's messed up. Could change it, right? Number 3, marketing actions completed this week. And then I have a little checklist. New social ad campaigns went live, fresh email blast to buyer list, updated photos, broker follow-up calls, neighborhood outreach, mailers, door knocks, whatever you did, open house, video posted, price review meeting. I have this little section where you can add more things. I put other actions, or you can even add more little check boxes there. Those are the things that we typically do outside of, I could have put door knocks more there, but I also could have been very specific with my social, where I could have done organic social to TikTok, to YouTube, to Facebook, to Instagram, but I didn't. I just kept it more generic there for you. Number 4, agent notes, seller questions. So as you're doing this, you can have your notes here. Hey, Mrs. Seller, this is what I think based on what we're looking at, where the market is heading, right? Or look at the last 3 weeks in our market. There's a lot of price cuts, right? Less pendings. There's something going on. My suggestion is we get ahead of this, or you can also use this section for seller questions. This way, they may have had a question that you were going to get back to them on. Use it for whatever you want. And number 5, planned next steps. This is important. This is the one we miss. This is the one we don't do. Here they are. Recommended adjustments, price, staging tweaks, photo update. What? By the way, tomorrow's session on this is going to be insanely good. You got to catch it. It's going down, I think, 7 things that you can do. There's a lot more than 7, but I'm narrowing it down to 7. 7 things you could do to refresh your listing so it sells. That's tomorrow. Next marketing push. When is this next marketing push? And what does it look like? Date, new ad copy, fresh video. What are we going to include here? Follow-ups with warm buyers or agents that have come and seen the home, or maybe they came with buyers, or maybe they just came through the broker open, right? And then target date for status review. How often are you going to be reviewing this? What does this look like on your end? These planned next steps will save you so much if you just do them weekly, please. Now, here's the quick touch dialogue script. I wrote it out for you, and it's a little generic, but I like actually calling my seller or sellers to have this conversation. And I do my best to do it weekly on the same day, the same time. You could send out an email, but I've noticed this over a longer period of time of doing this, when we were back in the normal market of everything lasting 5 months, if it was on the market as a normal market. What happens in email, if you do too much email and not enough phone calls, there's like not enough connection or personalization. You can't hear the tonality. And sometimes it becomes very business oriented, and the other side, the sellers, they feel like it's just very transactional. So I would highly suggest that you make the call if that's how they prefer to be connected with. Here's a quick touch. I call it quick touch dialogue script. Hi, seller. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Here's your weekly snapshot. Do you have 5 minutes? And they know because you're doing it routinely. Yeah, go ahead. All right. We had X amount of showings, and that's a total of 30 showings, right, in the last 28 days. Online views climbed, right? And here's our number. And social ads reached this many people. It looks like we're going up. I think we're hitting a sweet spot, right? There you go, number 2. And here are some highlights I think that we need to pay attention to, and then you can give them feedback highlights. You can say something like, man, people are really looking at this on Zillow. It's been pretty good. Or, I noticed that the picture that was there on the front, we had to switch it off for a different picture, and now it's doing very, very good. Or, I talked to a few agents, and these 3 agents that brought their clients, they said this about your home, right? These are highlights. What are the highlights? Get to them fast. And then next, this week, I launched a new Instagram reel, emailed 245 agents with who work this range or hosted an open house or whatever. The point is, this section is this week I did this, because the thing that the seller thinks if you don't update is that you're not doing anything. How do I know? Because I call expireds. And when I say, hey, what happened the last time around, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? They're like, oh, you know what? It's the market. It's our agents just didn't do enough open houses. I know it's weird, right? They say that. We felt like the agent maybe didn't do enough, right? It's crazy. They throw the agent under the bus all the time. But there's also the call that I have to the expired where the client says, man, the agent did everything possible. And I love that. Those are the ones I love. Anyway, that's what I want for you. So do this. Now I have next up, I'll be scheduling another open house, reviewing feedback for adjustments, filming a new drone clip, whatever it is. What's the next thing you're going to do? That's how you end this call, right? Let me know if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to dig deeper into this. Hold on. I always use the term dig deeper, or dive deeper. But that's just me. All right, change this up all you want. I have some of my verbiage on here. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Nope. We are good on this one. Have an awesome day. This was a little bit longer. Hope you enjoyed this one. We need this one right now. So pay attention, use it, message me on Instagram. I'll send it over to you.